Did you know that the very first known author was a high priestess named Enheduanna who lived over 4,000 years ago in Mesopotamia? Long before the Bible was written, she signed her name to hymns that helped shape the world's first empire. Her father was Sargon of Akkad, remembered as the builder of the world's first empire. According to legend, his mother was a high priestess who secretly gave birth to him, placed him in a reed basket, sealed with pitch, and set him adrift. He was rescued by a gardener, and from those humble beginnings, he rose to conquer Mesopotamia. That story was told 1,000 years before the tale of baby Moses on the Nile. But armies alone weren't enough to hold power. Conquest gave Sargon land, but religion gave him loyalty. That's where Enheduanna came in. Sargon appointed her high priestess of the moon god Inanna in placing her at the center of Sumerian tradition and giving his empire sacred legitimacy. Enheduanna pressed her words into wet clay tablets with a reed stylus, humble tools that carried extraordinary influence. She wrote hymns to Inanna, the goddess of love, war, and cosmic power. But these weren't just poems. They were strategy. If Inanna ruled all lands, then so did Sargon. She also composed the temple hymns, praising 42 temples across Mesopotamia. On the surface, they honored the gods, but politically they stitched rival city cults into one sacred system, just as her father stitched their lands into an empire. And in her most personal work, the Exaltation of Inanna, she poured out her anguish in exile and celebrated her return, turning her own survival into proof that the gods still favored her family's rule. The light was sweet for me, the shadows left me. The great goddess took me by the hand, my fate she decreed. I gave birth to this song for you, O Inanna. What I have created here, no one has created before. Another poem, Inanna and Ebih, describes the goddess in a violent battle with a mountain god, a text so influential that cylinder seals with the same imagery may be the earliest illustrated literature in history. She wrote, "She fastened the bow case, hung the quiver at her side. She raised high the axe, she gripped the dagger. The goddess, terrifying, clad in radiance, advanced against the mountain." So while Sargon built his empire with soldiers, Enheduanna built it with stories and belief. She was the first author we know by name, a poet, priestess, and strategist whose voice still echoes across history.